Welcome to the Online Boutiquers Podcast. We're here to help you own your brilliance and then package it up and sell it in boutique. Here on the podcast, we talk all about traffic, marketing, and our favorite, boutiquing. I'm your host, Akila Thompkins-Robinson, and let's get started with this episode. Keywords are the first things that you need when getting ready for SEO. You, of course, need to know what are people searching for. So instead of having you go through all the research, I've done the research for you, and you can head on over to onlineboutiquesearch.com/retailbizkeywords and download the top 50 retail-related keywords that I found that can help you with the SEO for your business. So, like I said, head on over to onlineboutiquesearch.com/retailbizkeywords, and that's biz with a Z, retailbizkeywords, and download your top 50 keywords for your retail business today. Hey guys, how are you doing? Expert Secrets, Russell Brunson's book. Russell Brunson, the founder of ClickFunnels, and talks all about sales funnels and getting to the sale and a bunch of other really, really good stuff. One of the reasons why I love Russell Brunson, other than the fact that everything he just said just makes so much damn sense. Like, it's stuff you might already know, but he puts it together and Lynette, tell me if you agree. It's like 1, 2, 3, damn, that makes sense. So that's one thing, reason why I like him. The other reason why I like him is because I feel like he's a lot like me. Where he sells he has product-based businesses. And, a lot of people teach sales and talk about sales, but they only know service-based businesses and they only know coaching and courses and stuff like that, which is cool. I love my people who do that. I mean, I'm one of my people who do that. But for my people, for you guys, I look for people, and I look to people who also can talk product-based, just like I can talk product-based. I look to that because that's really important to me, and it's important to me because I know it's important to you, and I know that sometimes, when I see marketing things, whether it's product to service or service to product, I make connections in my head. I just automatically do that. I know sometimes we don't see the connection. Sometimes we put up a roadblock because we're thinking, oh, they're selling a course, I can't do what they're doing. And we put up that roadblock. But when you see someone else do it for a product, and when you see someone else talk about it for a product, it could be the exact same strategy. I just told this to my Vault members, like the email marketing I show them, the opt-ins that I show them, the websites that we're working on this month that I'm showing them, the SEO that we did last month that I'm showing them. Like, all of this stuff is for all of these businesses. It doesn't matter if you're a product or service or what. It's really just to connect with people and to sell a product or sell something. Now, we're not going to call it a product, sell something. So it really can go for no matter what you're selling. But I also understand that some people need to have it a little bit more concrete. They need to see that it's for them. So I like Russell because he can talk to both worlds. And so when he's speaking to me, I feel like he's speaking to me. And I feel like some of the things that he's talking about, can definitely speak to you guys. So that's one thing that I automatically love about Russell, and why I highly recommend. I actually recommend both his books, Expert Secrets and .com Secrets. Expert Secrets is his newest one, and it's really, really good. And if you guys are liking this, make sure you share this out, because I think this is important. We all need to know this, no matter what kind of business you're in. So share this out. Let people know that they need to get in here. So the one thing about Expert Secrets, the title's a little bit misleading, and he even says it somewhere in the book. He's not just talking to experts and getting their secrets. So it's not like one of those type of books. He's really giving you the secrets to how to be an expert in your market, whatever your market is, and how to use that expertise to sell to people and to introduce people to your product and to your concept. And I even hesitate on saying the word sell, because sell, people think that it's all about the money exchange. And it's not just about the money exchange. It's about the connection. It's about the introduction and helping them to understand how this product helps them. And when I know we think, oh, well, it's not like, it's not curing cancer. So am I really helping? But I tell people all the time that, if you look in the mall, none of that stuff cures cancer. None of that stuff does anything. Most things aren't helping people in some big astronomical way that we think we need to help people, but they're helping in smaller ways. They're clothing that's helping people to feel better. They're clothing that's helping people to be more comfortable in their size, or to find their size, or to have something appropriate to wear to work. They're, Godiva chocolates that's helping people to indulge their cravings and feel a little luxe and, a little happy about life. Like things like Godiva. It's chocolate. It's Hershey. But it makes you feel better about life because it's Godiva, things like, I'm trying to think of other places I go to in the mall. I go to a lot of malls and a lot of places. But like, we were just in, what's the place? Johnny Rockets, which is a restaurant. They sell food. A lot of restaurants sell food. It's not about, I'm giving you food and I'm making sure you're not hungry. That's not what restaurants do. They don't sell food. What they sell is time sitting with your family, or, the convenience of not having to cook at your home. They sell, in Johnny Rockets, they sell the nostalgia of, being in an old time. Granted, I'm not that old. I've never been to a Johnny Rockets-like restaurant, so it's not my childhood, but it's the nostalgia of how you hear it used to be, and authentic burgers and good food and shakes in the little cup. So they're selling memories. They're selling the ambiance. They're not at all selling food, because if they were just selling food, it wouldn't matter what was on the name. And that's one of the things that Russell talks about in the book. Jesus' job to save the world, mine to save the... Yes, exactly. I love that tagline. But, okay, for you guys who just heard me mumble it, says Jesus' job is to save the world, mine is to make it look better. Absolutely. And that's what it is. So, like, you're not just selling, the thing. You're selling the all the other parts, the feelings and the what people feel or need or benefit from it around it. And that's kind of what you get in this book, is how to see your expertise, because we're all experts in something. I mean, I'm an expert in being left-handed because I'm left-handed and I've been this all my life. So I wanted to sell left-handed stuff and talk about how to, and it's funny because I've got a coworker who, her daughter's left-handed. And so I've talked to her about ways that she can help her daughter challenge with writing. And, she's like, B's and D's. I know this because I'm left-handed. B's and D's are difficult. Talking to her about, how to help her daughter, because, most right-handed people, they're used to pulling their letters, and left-handed people, and some people hook. I don't hook, and I don't hook partially because I was taught by a left-handed person. So when people hook, they hook because they're trying to do what a right hand would do, but with their left hand. I write straight because I was taught by a left-handed person, and I learned to push my letters instead of trying to pull my letters. All that sounds super, super technical, super crazy, and if you're not left-handed, you're like, this doesn't make any sense. But I say all this to say that by doing it, you become an expert in it. And if there's people who want to help their kids to get through the challenge of being left-handed, or adults who feel awkward about being left-handed, or some need for it, then you can use that and you can sell. If there are stores, which I used to love going into the stores when I was young, that had the left-handed notebooks and the left-handed scissors and all that type of stuff, if there's stores that sell that, they're not just selling notebooks and scissors. They're selling me an easier way of life. They're selling me, you're not that awkward because you're left-handed, because now we've got stuff that's for you. Like, that used to be a big deal for me when I was young. Kind of big deal for me when I'm old. It's a big deal. So that's what he talks about in this book, Expert Secrets, overall. So it's not just him talking about the experts. He's really showing you ways how you can be an expert. And so this morning, I got the audiobook. So this morning I was listening as I was cleaning. Yes, I'm not those normal people who listen to music. I listen to Russell. And I'm putting this up because I thought of 5 different things that relate to my retailers that we need to know. And so that's why I started with, why are we missing these things? Like, straight up and down, I see boutiques every single day. I watch boutiques. I tell my vault members that I lightly, I stalk them a little, I cyber stalk them a little bit. I see their businesses. I see how you guys operate in these groups. I see what's going on. I see you. And there's so many things that we're not doing. We're really pushing our products. Like, we're really, out there talking about we're the restaurant with the food. You're really making it a commodity and not making it about what makes it so special. What's the expertise? What's the connection with people? What's the benefit? What's all those things that you hear all these courses talk about? You hear all these service-based people talk about. But we always put up that brick wall and say, a brick wall, whatever we want our wall to be, put up the brick wall and say, that's not for me. I don't have a course. You've got something better. You've got a product. You can actually show people what you have. But if you don't make the connection to why they need it, then you're going to have a problem. So Expert Secrets, which is available right now for free. And I put the link in there. If you guys go to onlineboutiquestores.com/expert secrets, that's my link to get the book. It's free. All you have to do is pay for shipping. So one of the things that I got from this morning, and I listened to it's a 4.5-hour audiobook. I listened to first 2. So I'm only halfway done getting these nuggets, let me tell you. So first is creating a movement, kind of like what I was just saying, helping people identify with your movement. So think about when new products, someone is training, blown away. He is mind-blowing, Lynette, mind-blowing. One of the things that we do when we come out with products, or when you think about new products coming out, think about the movement they create. Think about the ones that stick around the longest. Think about the ones that move the needles the most. Think about the movement they create. And like people always talk about Apple. We know how big Apple is. And then what would he say? I can't be Apple. I'm not Steve Jobs. We could all be Steve Jobs in our own little place. But think about things like Express or Anthropology. So I'm old enough to remember when Express started popping up in malls. I don't know if you guys are old enough for that. But when Express started popping up in malls was all about your mother's store. You went there for Learners. Anybody remember Learners back in the day? You went there for Learners. You went there for New York & Co. You went to Sears, maybe Macy's or JCPenney's. But malls were all about your mother's type store. And then here came Express. Express said, you're young, you're hip, you're cute, you're extra cute. You got club life, and we need to dress you for it. And that's what Express did. And Express even said, I'm going to dress your guys too. And that's what Express did. Now think about Anthropology, which is a little bit more recent into some of the malls. We still don't have some of our malls, which is rare here in New Jersey. Think about Anthropology. You're tired of, the cookie cutter outfits, the everyday stuff that everybody's going to wear. You want to be free. You want to be floaty. You want to be modest and eco-friendly and still look nice. Here's Anthropology. So each of those stores, and I'm specifically giving you guys clothing stores because everyone always says, well, I'm just selling dresses. You're not just selling dresses. You're selling a whole dress lifestyle, a whole shirt lifestyle. You're selling a lifestyle. You're selling how someone wants to feel when they put on clothes. If we were just selling dresses, we would all be wearing gray sacks. Like in that movie, I was like Kanye West line. We would all be wearing Kanye West stuff and thinking that was cool. If it was all about just putting on clothes. Kanye West line is not cool to me, as you guys can see. But think about when these came out, that they created a movement. And they gave people kind of a purpose with what they were wearing. They let them know, which gets into my next point. And I want to read off exactly how my points are. So they created the movement, and they did my next thing, which is call out your person and let them know that they can come to you. All of these stores that I just mentioned, they were very, very clear about these are the people we're here to serve. They're still very clear about these are the people we're here to serve. And they don't just say it. When you go into the store, you feel it. When you go to their site, you see it. When you look at the products, so like when they get their product selection is very methodical, very with their person in mind. Express is looking for what's cute, what's young, what's hip, What's, what could you wear to a club? Maybe you could put a jacket on and go to work. Like, what's that 20-something cute girl want to wear? And they're even a little size biased. We know this. They go up in size, but when they select their clothing, they're really looking like, what's the girl who's like a size 4 or 6 want to wear? 12s, 10s, y'all can get in this too. But we're here for 4 to 6 girls. That's what their mannequins say too. And then if you look at a site like Monique C, love Monique C. I can't even fit Monique C, but I love Monique C. And always have, because I love how unapologetic she is. Her swimsuit line, I want you guys now, because it's getting into swimsuit season, go look at some of her swimsuits. Her swimsuits are so amazing and unapologetic for women of plus size. And she doesn't say, I'm Monique C, the plus size boutique. Like, she doesn't make it all plus size, this, and this, but she shows it. She shows it in her models. She shows it in her clothing. She makes it unapologetic to wear beautiful plus size clothing. So she lets people know that she's there for them and invites them to come to her. So that's the second thing that Russell brought up in the book that, I thought was really, really important, that I know, again, we're not doing. We're just putting our clothes out there. We're just saying it's plus size, and then we're just walking away. And I'm going to tell you, so he talked about this, and I've heard about this before in other places, and this is actually another book itself talking about the blue ocean strategy. Don't buy a second book, read Russell's. It's all in there. But he talks about the blue ocean strategy of not just finding a market. So my plus size folks who are selling plus size, and I know a lot of people are. Lynette's brand, I think, is plus size as well. We know plus size. We know that there's a lot of brands out there for plus size. What else can you do to make your plus size different? Maybe you want to do plus size indie girl. Maybe you want to do plus size rocker chick. I have another boutique who's in the vault who she sells plus size African prints. Bring that niche down. Bring it down to something that's not so crowded. Because we all know plus size. Even like the black girl t-shirt thing that's going on that I love. It's funny. I saw somebody, a really high exec the other day, had on a shirt that says stay woke. I was like, word? Stay woke? So it was good. It was funny to see, like, big business suit, real official, stay woke. But we know that's there. What can you do to bring that down? Jasmine, funny, she just talked about it today. She just launched a brand inspired by her mother, and I forgot the name of it, but it's something like Hey Mama, but it's, it's not just black girl quotes, but it's like black girl quotes mother sayings. Bringing it down to an area that people are still looking for, but isn't so crowded. And that's where they talk about the blue ocean. Like, now you're bringing in the blue ocean, that's where there aren't a lot of sharks swimming. When you're in a red ocean, or when you're like just saying plus size, there's a lot of competition and the waters get bloodied. And what happens when the waters get bloody? You move into another clearer ocean. And often it's moving into either narrowing down a niche, moving into another niche. Who else can use my products? Like I talked about today, Michaels. And this is, I don't know if this is the example I use Michaels in, but I will talk about Michaels. How now Michaels is the big place to go to for planners. Everybody's into planners, planner chicks, planner this, planner that, planner conferences. There's a planner conference in New York yesterday I missed. But everybody's into planners. And Michaels has made themselves the place to go for planners. Last year, the year before last, they were the place to go for DIY wedding stuff. The year before that, they were the place to go for scrapbooking. So what they keep doing is those places get crowded. They're like, oh, and scrapbooking stuff is the same as planner stuff. Be clear. It just says a little bit different. It made a calendar instead of a blank page or pictures. So they said, I'm just going to pivot what I've already got and also appeal to these people and appeal to these people and appeal to these people. That's important. It's important to find those different areas that you can be in. Next one is offered opportunities. So this is important. This is one that I know we're not doing. I know we're not doing even in the course space. I've heard a lot of this. Offer an opportunity switch, not just an improvement. And he talks about So if your thing is make it better, cheaper, faster, anything that ends with an you're doing the wrong thing. People don't really want People don't really want better. People don't really want cheaper. People barely want faster. And the reason why is because they have to admit, and this is what he exactly said, they have to admit that they failed at the last thing. So you have to admit you're going slow to want to go faster. You have to admit that you're expensive to want to go cheaper. So you got to admit these things. And people don't always like to admit those. And doesn't really move the needle for people. What is faster? So if I'm going 10 miles and now I'm going 11, am I going faster? If it took me 5 minutes or took me 10 minutes and now it's going to take me 5, is that really faster? Am I really saving a lot? Is that really faster? Is that really the herb? What he says is don't do that. Don't talk about improving the process. Talk about a full shift into a new opportunity. So instead of me just saying, I can get you, or like my weight loss, instead of just saying I can make you lose weight faster, they told me I can lose weight without having to exercise. I can lose weight without, I can do something quickly, get it done, and then go back to the rest of my life. That was the difference. It wasn't I was going to lose weight faster. Same thing with clothing. Clothing's a good one. I don't want to admit that I don't like what I'm wearing right now. So you don't want me to say I'm going to look better. You want to say I'm going to look different. I'm going to change from, sweats to New York, rooftop parties, and I'm going to look amazing. Those are the transformations you want to give people. If I'm plus size, you want to say that I'm going to look, I'm going to look like the skinny girls. I'm going to have a selection like the skinny girls. I'm not going to be stuck not having something to wear. You just don't want to tell me I'm going to look better or I'm going to have more to options. That's not what you want to tell me. You want to tell me how your product and how what you're doing is going to make a change. And I gave the example, I think this is the one I gave my own example. Yeah, so I did. So I gave the example of my store. My store, and you guys, if you don't know, I sell greeting cards, but I don't just sell greeting cards. And I just didn't tell people, oh, you're no longer going to have to go to Rite Aid or Hallmark or go to any of those places. And actually, my muse place is Papyrus. I want to be like the high-end greeting cards. What I said was that, because I sell sorority inspired, and what I told them, and I put it here, is that it's for sorority girls who want to leave their mark. That's the change. Right now, you're not leaving your mark as a sorority girl. You're going to get my greeting cards, you're going to get my business cards, and you're going to leave your mark as a sorority girl. I said nothing about making you better communications, better stationery, giving people, saying hi or thank you or happy birthday more. That's just a slight move. And what people are going to think, if I would said, I'm going to give you birthday cards, and now you're going to be able to say happy birthday to your people more, they're going to tell me I could do that at CVS. They're going to tell me they're doing that at CVS. And I know that they are. I know that they can go to CVS and grab a birthday card. And I know that if they get lucky, it might even be blue, which is our sorority colors. But what I said is I'm going to help you leave your mark. That's the change. The change is, instead of just saying, this is something different on Earth, the change is now you're leaving your mark. It's not just a birthday card. It's a birthday card from your organization. That's leaving your mark. People are going to remember that. I was already doing, but I thought of or came up from listening to the book. And this is what I want you guys to think about. I want you guys to think about these things. How can I do this in my business? What am I doing and doing this, or when am I doing this in my business? So the next thing he talks about is the importance of leveraging information as fuel for people to buy. This is definitely where we lose it as boutiquers. We do not want to sell our expertise. We do not feel like experts. And I do not know why. Because I know you guys. And I can say, when I have a dressing problem, when I don't know what earrings to wear, when I'm not sure what color I should wear, even when I was getting my house and I was not sure what color I wanted to paint my living room, I came to my people in my group because y'all are style experts. Y'all are image experts. Y'all are color experts. Y'all are pretty damn good experts. Y'all know a lot of good stuff. And what I see, especially in retail, I mean, in courses and services, that's what they do. I mean, that's what we got to do. That's all you got to sell is your expertise. But for some reason, when it comes to retail, And not just, I know I'm picking on my fashion folks, but I've seen it with candles. I've seen it with, soaps. I've seen it with everything. We don't want to really share our expertise. We think by telling people that they're getting, a shirt and it's blue and it's cotton, and this happens to be an athletic shirt. So, it's the moisture wicking. We think that that's enough to sell people. And that's really not enough. That's really not selling people at all. What people really want and what people really need to know is, why do they need this? Why, going back to my last point, why is this going to help them get to the next opportunity? What's so important about it? Again, back to my cards. My cards are, and I know why they're higher quality cards, because I know card stock. They're 16-point card stock. They're 5x7. They're glossy. They're a lot better than cards you're going to find in most places like a CVS or something like that. But I also know no one cares about that. What they care is that this is going to brighten the life of the person that they give. It's going to look good on display, and so people, again, are going to be able to leave their mark and show that their organization cares and that someone loves them and all that other good stuff. When they use my business cards, they're going to, be able to leave their mark and say what chapter they're in, what organization they're in, and look professional when they go places. Professional isn't just for business folks. That's what they want. They don't care about the makeup of the card. So that's the expertise that you have that you need to share. So leverage that expertise. Leverage how this is going to look with that. What's the difference between this look and that look? What is really important to people? Ask people, and if you guys took the quiz, you guys know I just said this in the quiz. Ask people, what's important to you about the outfit that you're choosing? Why is that outfit important to you? And ask why 5 times. Another thing that Russell says in the book. Ask why 5 times. Keep asking. Get down to what's really, really important. When they're picking a dress, what are they thinking? They're not just thinking, I need a dress to wear to this party. They're thinking, I need a dress to wear to this party because I want to look cute with my husband. Because I want my husband's family to think I look cute. Because I don't want to embarrass him. Because there's always something. It might even get deep, because I'm a little shy, and if I look better, I feel better. That's a lot. That is absolutely a lot to people. And those are the things that you know, and you know how to do, that you need to share with people. Even when you're going live, you need to share your expertise. I'm talking to you guys about a book, and I'm not telling you how many pages are in the book. I'm not telling you each chapter of the book. I'm telling you why and how this book can make changes to you and your business, and why that's important. So share that expertise. And all I did was listen to the book. I mean, I know some of his training, so, but I listened to the book, and that's how I gained my expertise. So that's the other thing. Don't think you're not an expert. If you know a little more than the person that you're telling, then you're an expert to them. And it's almost your duty to tell them so they can get up to the level that you are. And then that's how you all grow together, which is great, right? Oh, so I already talked about this a little bit. My last thing was, you can position your product for more than one market, but focus on one at a time. And he didn't say this in so many words, but it went with the expertise and being an expert. And here's the thing I see people doing, and we can do it. You can do more than one thing. Like I talked about Michael's. Michael's now is really big on their planners, but before they were doing scrapbooks, and before that they were doing before that they were doing DIY wedding, and before that they were doing scrapbooks. Funny, I went into a Staples recently. I go into Staples a lot. I went to go buy ink. Went into Staples, and they now have nursing scrubs. Like for people in the nurse, like used to go to the scrub store, they now have nursing scrubs. So here's what that's showing us and what that's telling us. You can be an expert in more than one place, or have an expertise in more than one place. Like, professors who teach in more than one department, or professors who teach more than one class, which most do. You can do that. And I want you to do that. You can do more than one thing. But the most important thing about doing more than one thing is to grow them one at a time. One at a time. A lot of people, and I've seen you guys do it, you want to sell this, you want to coach on that, you want to sell that, you want to do all these things, and you never actually get anything to this level. And what happens when you never get anything to this level A, everything's always down here struggling. B, people don't know exactly what to come to you for. So, Michaels, they had us in there. They had us in there for scrapbooking. We were coming in there. And then they started thinking, hey, what else does my person like? My ideal client, who we know ideal client is probably a woman, and she's probably like in her mid-something, some kids, and Michaels, scrapbooking. And then they said, you know what we can do? Let's talk about weddings and baby showers and those type of events, because what do women do? We throw parties. So when we throw parties and you're creative, you want to do all these things, and they probably saw women taking the scrapbook materials and trying to turn them into invitations anyway. Let me give you some of that stuff. And then what happened? Planners. Maybe let's bring in the more professional women. Maybe it's not all about women who are stay-at-home moms or hanging out or, things they do on the weekend. Maybe they now want to organize their lives. Again, they're probably taking all these invitations and turning them into calendars. Let's now give them planner stuff. And it all overlaps. And it's all three different areas that overlap. And they have the same target market, but they grew one at a time to now that they have 3 that are here. Same thing with Staples. You come here for all your office supplies. You come here for your notebooks, your pens, your printers, your computers, your ink, your blah, 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 blah. Everything you need for the office and for work. Well, there's a huge section of people who work in the medical field. Whether they're doctors, nurses, technicians, all those people need scrubs. And they want nice scrubs. They want to do it all at one time. Why don't we bring that into what we're going to do? Why don't we see how this goes? Our market also can take some, they have specific uniforms, and we're going to help them get to that. Those are the 5 things, and I'll go back to them one more time really quick. If you're just joining, or if you're sharing, or you're watching the replay, definitely go back and watch from the beginning of the replay. But so my 5 things: 1, creating your movement and helping people to identify with you. 2, calling out your people and getting them to come to you. People are looking for you out there. You just got to get them there. 3, offer an opportunity to switch, not just an improvement. If you're sitting down and putting that list of what are my benefits and everything ends with an R, go back to the top. What are you doing that's going to change, that's going to move the needle for a person? 4 was the importance of leveraging information as fuel for people to buy. Leverage your expertise. Leverage your information that you know. That's what people are buying based on. Gone are the days when people are just buying to, because they walked in. You're not the only person who sells it. We know that already. It's cool. But you could be the person that sells it to them because you're the person that's informing them about it. You can position your product for more than one market, but focus on one at a time. And that's kind of my little expert secret I'm throwing in there with Russell. That he'll show you how to get there, but make sure that people get there, grow it, and then pivot to the next thing. When you start doing them all at one time, you confuse people, you confuse your top 3 things, and then people don't know what to come to you for. So those are some of the things that I learned. I know some of you guys have already read it. I'd love to hear some of the things that you've learned from the Expert Secrets book. Go to onlineboutiquestores.com/expert secrets, all one word. It is Russell Brunson's new book that I am reading, and I'm encouraging everyone to read. For my Vault members, you guys know we're going to be talking about this and learning this. I'm going to tell you, everything that Russell does is amazing. You're going to love the book. Let me know if you guys want to hop on and talk more about it. We can do like a mini book clubby type thing. I love that type of stuff. And let me know if this is helpful for you guys. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Online Boutiquers podcast. You can always get the show notes on our website at onlineboutiquesource.com. If you'd like to get in on the conversation, you can join us at our free Facebook community over at onlineboutiquesource.com/FB group.